Hello, this is ADemonicWizard on Twitch, ADemonicShadow for literally everything else to bring you another video. This is, of course, on the Dark Souls 3, as you can see here. This is actually my first impressions of it after playing for, I want to say, six hours, somewhere around 6 hours. So, of course, this is the third installment of the Souls series. This one continues the story of Dark Souls 1 and 2, when the candle, where the fire link is lit instead of going into the shadow of darkness. This is the second boss, so spoilers. But one of the things that I did like about this game is that it did take the aspects of Dark Souls 2. Definitely Dark Souls 1 and 2, and also with Bloodborne, with the combat and everything like that. Even with the magic, which they did in, they didn't actually speed up a little bit, but it's still kind of the same Dark Souls 2 spell casting and everything like that. One of the things I did like is that not only what weapons that they add the skills to it, where they can do alternate things when you're two-handing them, but they also added that effect to magic and sorcery staffs. So one of the things that I can do here is I'm holding a staff. So of course you can use the spell itself to enchant your sword, but you can also enchant the staff itself, and as you can see, I got a buff. So this is, of course, co-oping. One of the things you can do in the game to, you know, help other people, or in case you need help. So the combat, of course, is like shields are still effective. You can still parry. You can still, you know, have a defensive type build. A defensive type build, but at the same time, you can also be kind of fast paced, like it was in Bloodborne. Where I died. Where you can actually, you know, be quick on your feet, be dodging, and, you know, have that type of play style where you are kind of not necessarily defensive, but you can also be aggressive. So it's kind of cool that you can be both of those and still work out. Another thing that I did like is, once again, the skills that they add for each weapon. So I'm using a two-handed sword, so you have your standard, you know, light attack. You have your heavy. On top of that is that you do have this is your stance, and in this stance you can, you know, do alternate skills that, you know, can definitely spice up combat, which, as you can see, does use magic. Once again, with the staff, you can get this buff, which increases your spell casting for just a brief time, which is pretty cool. You also have, with the miracles, you have the two-handed. You have this buff that increases your poise when you're casting miracles, and then you have the standard just healing. Of course, you have a mana bar, which is definitely new, which is pretty cool, because when you're using your stances, that does use magic. So it's kind of cool that both spellcasters and melee players are able to use from that mana pool, instead of, you know, only benefiting magic users. So pretty much, other than that, like, the bosses is pretty cool, because the bosses themselves, it looks like they may all have two forms, which is definitely really cool. You know, to have them spice it up, you know, midway through the fight. The location so far is just this castle, nothing too appealing, but of course, you know, once again, 6 hours in the game, so we don't know if there's like an ice area, a frost area, a forest, desert, the swamp area, or anything like that. But that's something I'm definitely looking for, especially if they're gonna. I'm hoping that they have the locations of Dark Souls 1, where they had a very wide array of places of fight. So one of the things I do like is that they did go back to, once again, Dark Souls, where you do have the Estus Splash to heal, which is pretty cool, because Well, at least it's not cool. It's just better because in Dark Souls 2, there's way too many forms of healing, which was just annoying, especially with PvP. When you're necessarily getting invaded and anything like that, just on your own, you had too many forms of being able to heal. But another thing they did add is that when you beat a boss, is that you do get this ember. One of the changes they did was they added this ember, which grants the strength of the flame, boosts HP into fire. I'm not sure what it means by gaining strength of the flame. Of course, we're still trying to figure out everything in this game. But boost HP into death, and it gives you this added fire effect, as you can see here. We kind of have a fire, and then like in the upper left corner you can see it. And then my HP is not normally that big. But outside that, it's definitely, I'm definitely enjoying Dark Souls 3, and I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of it. I'm definitely, going to be uploading those boss videos and everything like that, building into my Trickster class, which once again, they allow, I figured they would make a way to disable it, or disable it and not have you be able to use all the spells, in one given class, and you have to make a class specifically for it. But that's, something that I'm able to do. That's something I'm definitely going to be working on doing. So I'm going to try again. Where's the sunlight? Curious of where we're actually heading here. But definitely a good game. Definitely enjoying it. Definitely, it's keeping to the Soul series of being, the Soul series and everything like that to original one. Like, there's tons of weapons, tons of armor. But it's still taking the good aspects of Bloodborne and everything like that to make this great game. Sadly, it's going to be the last of the Dark Souls series. So we're not entirely sure what they're going to do afterwards or anything like that. But those are pretty much my final thoughts on Dark Souls. I'm going to go ahead and go mute while I go ahead and try to help beat this boss and actually not die this time. But other than that, I do want to thank you for watching. You can definitely, if you want to watch me play live, you can definitely join the streams and everything like that. If not, you can definitely just follow on YouTube and, watch these boss videos as I guess I'm not going to do anything here because this guy is really strong in the magic. But I don't know, I like doing this pose when we be a boss. But once again, dude, and thank you for watching. Until next time, ADemonic out.